Good afternoon. This is a book by Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. There's a 6-step process that I personally want to remember, so that's why I'm reading it. It's mainly for me, but if somebody else can catch a glimpse of this book and gain some knowledge from it and purchase it for their own um, coaching profession or personal use, that'd be great. All right, 6 steps to emotional mastery. I found whenever I feel a painful emotion, there are 6 steps I can take very quickly to break my limiting patterns. Find the benefit of the emotion. Set myself up so that in the future I can get the lesson from the emotion and eliminate the pain more quickly. Let's examine them briefly. Step 1. Identify what you're really feeling. So often, people feel so overloaded they don't even know they're feeling what they're feeling. All they know is they're being attacked by all the negative emotions and feelings. Instead of feeling overloaded, step back for a moment and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? If you think at first, I'm feeling angry, begin to ask yourself, am I really feeling angry? Or is it something else? Maybe what I'm feeling is hurt, or I feel like I've lost out on something. Realize that a feeling of hurt or a feeling of loss is not as intense as a feeling of anger. Just in taking a moment to identify what you're really feeling and beginning to question your emotions, you may be able to lower the emotional intensity you're experiencing and therefore deal with the situation much more quickly and easily. If, for example, you say, right now I feel rejected, you might ask yourself, am I feeling rejected or am I feeling a sense of separation from a person I love? Am I feeling rejected or am I feeling disappointed? Am I feeling rejected or am I feeling a little uncomfortable? Remember the power of transformational vocabulary to immediately lower your intensity. Again, as you identify what you're really feeling, you can lower the intensity even more, which makes it much easier to learn from the emotion. Step 2. Acknowledge and appreciate your emotions, knowing they support you. You never want to make your emotions wrong. The idea that anything you feel is wrong is a great way to destroy honest communication with yourself as well as with others. Be thankful that there's a part of your brain that is sending you a signal of support, a call to action to make a change in either your perception of some aspect of your life or in your actions. If you're willing to trust your emotions, knowing that even though you don't understand them at the moment, each and every one you experience is there to support you in making a positive change, you will immediately stop the war you once had with yourself. Instead, you'll feel yourself moving toward simple solutions. Making an emotion wrong will rarely cause it to become less intense. Whatever you resist tends to persist. I found that to be true. Reader's note. Cultivate the feeling of appreciation for all emotions, and like a child that needs attention, you'll find your emotions calming down almost immediately. Step 3. Get curious about the message this emotion is offering you. Remember the power of changing emotional states. If you put yourself in a state of mind where you truly are feeling curious about something, this is an immediate pattern interrupt to get to any emotion and enables you to learn a great deal about yourself. Getting curious helps you master your emotion, solve the challenge, and prevent the same problem from occurring in the future. As you begin to feel the emotion, get curious about what it really has to offer you. What do you need right now to make things better? If you're feeling lonely, for example, get curious and ask, is it possible that I'm just misinterpreting the situation to mean that I'm alone, when in reality I have all kinds of friends. If I just let them know I want to visit with them, wouldn't they love to visit with me as well? And my loneliness giving me a message Is my loneliness giving me a message that I need to take action, reach out more, connect with people? Here are 4 questions to ask yourself to become curious about your emotions. What do I really want to feel? What would I have to believe in order to feel the way I've been feeling? What would I have to believe in order to feel the way I've been feeling? What am I willing to do to create a solution and handle this right now? What can I learn from this? As you get curious about your emotions, you'll learn important distinctions about them, not only today, but in the future as well. Step 4, get confident. Get confident that you can handle this emotion immediately. The quickest, simplest, and most powerful way I know to handle any emotion is to remember a time when you felt a similar emotion and realize that you've successfully handled this emotion before. Since you've handled it in the past, surely you can handle it again today. The truth is, if you've ever had this action signal before and gotten through it, you've already have a strategy of how to change your emotional states. So stop right now and think about a time when you felt the same emotion and how you dealt with them in a positive way. Use this as a role model or checklist for what you can do right now to change how you feel. What did you do back then? Did you change what you were focusing on? The questions you asked yourself, your perceptions, or did you take some kind of new action? Decide to do the same right now with the confidence that it will work just as it did before. If you're feeling depressed, for example, and you've been able to turn it around before, ask yourself, what did I do then? Did you take some new action like going for a run or making some phone calls? Once you've made some distinctions about what you've done in the past, do the same things now and you'll find that you'll get similar results. Step 5. Get certain you can handle this not only today, but in the future as well. When you want to feel certain that you can handle this emotion easily in the future by having a great plan to do so, one way to do this is to simply remember the ways you've handled it in the past and rehearse handling situations where this action signal would come up in the future. See, hear, and feel yourself handling the situation easily. Repetitions of this with emotional intensity will create within you a neural pathway of certainty that you can easily deal with such challenges. In addition, jot down on a piece of paper 3 or 4 other ways that you could change your perception when an action signal comes up, or ways that you could change how you are communicating your feelings or needs, or ways that you could change the actions you were taking in this particular situation. Step 6, the last step. Get excited and take action. Now that you've finished the first 5 steps, identify what you were really feeling. Appreciated the emotion instead of fighting it. Gotten curious about what it really meant and the lesson it was offering you. Learned from it. Figured out how to turn things around by modeling your successful past strategies for handling the emotion. and rehearsed dealing with it in the future. Situations and installed a six I'm sorry. And rehearsed dealing with it in the future situations and installed a sense of certainty. The final step is obvious. Get excited and take action. Get excited about the fact that you can easily handle this emotion and take action right away to prove that you've handled it. Don't stay stuck in the limiting emotions you're having. Express yourself by using what you rehearsed internally to create a change in your perceptions or your actions. Remember that the new distinctions you just made will change the way you feel not only today, but how you deal with this emotion in the future. With these 6 simple steps, you can master virtually any emotion that come up in your life. If you find yourself dealing with the same emotion again and again, this 6-step method will help you identify the pattern and change it in a very short period of time. So practice using the system like anything else that's brand new. At first this may seem cumbersome, but the more you do it, the easier it will become to you. And pretty soon you'll find yourself being able to navigate your way through what you used to think were emotional minefields. What you'll see instead will be a field of personal coaches guiding you each step of the way, showing you where you need to go to achieve your goals. Remember, the best time to handle any emotion is when you first begin to feel it. It is much more difficult to interrupt an emotional pattern once it's full blown. My philosophy is kill the monster while it's little. Use this system quickly as soon as the action signal makes itself known, and you'll find yourself being able to quickly handle virtually any emotion. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helps. Thanks a lot.